So tell us about what was in this leaked memo.
Ros, it didn't just cover the controversial edit of the Trump speech on January 6. It also covered a range of other issues. It was written as a sort of despairing sort of complaint to the board by this advisor who essentially was saying, look, it's not just that there are a range of complaints and problems with what's been going on at the BBC, but my concern is that they are not being addressed and they're not even being taken seriously. So what he was really trying to go through was to document a range of issues which he thought were of considerable concern to the organisation. This is after he had resigned his position as an expert advisor, and was basically saying it was up to the board now to do something about it.
And what's been the BBC's response to this?
The response to the leaking of this letter has been that they sort of sat still for a few days, and then we've seen both the Director General or Chief Executive of the BBC and the head of the news division both resign. Now, this is a pretty staggering outcome. Certainly on first look you'd say, well, you'd expect maybe the news director to go, but the fact that the Director General has gone, I think, reflects the fact that beyond the controversy surrounding President Trump, that there is this sort of range and history of issues that have entrapped the BBC, and where there have been issues where there have been found to be mistakes, and there's this question of whether they've been dealt with sufficiently that has got them into all sorts of trouble, which the Director General, Tim Davie, felt that he had to take the fall for.
So how's this damaged the BBC's reputation, Laura, and its future?
Well, it's left the BBC very vulnerable. It's now admitting that there have been mistakes made. It's one of those classic lessons for all of us broadcasters and people in the media that the best thing to do is say, look, we got this wrong, and apologise when we do. But it's now in this complete damage control mode. It's not just Donald Trump going for them. English Conservative politicians are sort of using this as part of their attack on the BBC, as are the Conservative media who would like to see public broadcasters around the world closed down in a competitive way. So it's not a good time, and it comes as the BBC is due to have its review in place of its funding arrangements, which are different from the ABC's, but it couldn't be at a worse time really for the BBC in terms of getting its funding licence arrangements reviewed in the next few months.